You're close to the mic.
Well, another question about the stimulus plan. The stimulus doesn't seem to have done much of anything about unemployment except increase government jobs. What do you propose to stimulate job growth in the private sector? What about the cost?
With the $2 trillion missing from the economy and the 10.2% of the workforce that's unemployed, people want jobs. They want money in circulation. They want economic activity. The question is not whether the person who's providing that job is a nonprofit, is the government, or is a private person. Now, for the long term, I agree. What you want is private sector jobs. But to stem a crisis when private business was not making jobs, they weren't borrowing money, and they couldn't borrow it if they wanted to.
So why don't
they were laying people off, they were pulling back.
Why not
we could exhort the private sector to give people jobs, but nobody was responding to exhortations.
How about
the way to do it is to put money into circulation and make jobs. And that's what
why not provide incentives to the private sector, particularly small industries, reduce regulation, cut taxes?
In fact, the bill did cut taxes. Half of that $800 million was tax cuts for all of you. Half of it was tax cuts. It was. Furthermore, actually, it was 40-some%. It's not quite that, but it was nearly that. Furthermore, let me give you an example. Day before yesterday, it was Friday. I visited a private company here in central New Jersey. They do high-speed, smart electrical switching. Really clever stuff, good innovation, well protected by patents. They're only 4 years old. The ARRA, the so-called stimulus bill, produced in that little company, they will tell you 10 jobs, and they expect to have 40 more by the end of 2010.
And where did those jobs come from?
Where did they come from? They came from mostly the people that I talked to were. Where did the workers come from?
Well, no, the jobs.
Well, the jobs came from they came from PSE&G. They came from.
No, I'm sorry, you're misunderstanding. Where did the additional business come from?
That's what I mean. It came from PSE&G hired them to do things. It came from the Navy. Small, I think it was $80,000 came from the Navy, so that was probably 1 or 2 employees.
All right,
so they tell me.
Robert Maddox. Barbara. Can we get your back? I can read it for you? Thank you. All right, your concerns referring to the United Nations taking over international governing of all small arms, rifles, and pistol sales. Interpol investigating and prosecuting within the U.S. voiding the Constitution. What's the question?
Actually, I think I know what you're talking about. I can explain that here.
What did you say before? All right, so as long as you understand.
Yeah, Interpol is an 80 or 90-year-old organization, an international police investigating organization. As you know, if, for example, a child is abducted or a fugitive for a violent crime goes to hide out in another country, there is an agreement among police organizations to share information about fugitives. It is shared through this international association called Interpol. Interpol, let's see, it would have been about 1983, thank you. 1983, Ronald Reagan signed a presidential agreement, a presidential directive that gave Interpol, that established Interpol as a legitimate international organization in America. And what that failed to take account of is that some years later, Interpol actually set up an office in New York and has a few employees in there. So the president in December signed a new directive, a new order, that extends all of the rights and privileges of international organizations duly accredited in the United States to Interpol. It doesn't give them the right to conduct investigations, interrogate people, seize property, or do anything else. It allows them to share information with police departments in the United States and police departments overseas. That's why Interpol exists. That's what it does. Maybe I did.
Why, with Interpol enforcing the international laws, which now are getting really anti-firearm, and all the sportsmen and firearms owners in here are going to lose their firearms. There will be no chance for us we will have no recourse against the international organization because we've lost our constitution. The larger umbrella, international, is going to take It's very easy to skim it over like...
No, I would ask you to show me that. I know of nothing in the Interpol agreement, in the international agreement, that allows any other nation to come into this country and remove constitutional protections of our citizens. All it does is say, well, this agreement that has caused quite a storm around the country, all it does is say that Interpol and its employees are entitled to the protections that are given to any accredited international organization of that kind. It doesn't give them any authority over Americans.
All right, next question.